It's time, ladies and gentlemen, to see who's going to be the champion of Nuke. Who's going to be the Nexus of Nuke. The... I really have like a good end synonym for champion, for winner.
I'm sure you'll find it, Mike.
I was trusting you to get it. We got a waterfall smoke on Mini early on. Looks like we're going to get a fight outside, and actually Lake's playing ahead of the smoke, which they weren't prepared for. They'll be punished for it eventually, but not before finding Viz. And, well, this could get interesting. Ben wanted to fight. It's an even exchange. Cxzi's in the upper side. They did not know about it. Uh-oh. Got a little further forward than they thought. One more shot needs to land, and eventually he does find it. It's all to Seb, and Seb doesn't know whether to go high or low. Low is the answer, but bomb planted down, and Seb completely lost track of where players are.
That's tough, though, right? You're going into a bomb site, you have zero information. He's looking towards where he thinks someone might be, and then he gets peeked around from the other angle. So it's all right. This was a good start, obviously, with Lake getting the opener, but afterwards, Cxzi does what he does best and charges forward and just takes fights and wins all three of them. A little messy at the end there against Cyrix, but admittedly it was only his head showing. Eventually, Cxzi takes care of business. He's at 3-0, and the Party Astronauts take that first round. Unjustified are not going to force up here. It's a save for the most part. Lake did upgrade to a 5-7, but that's pretty much the only money that was spent around here by Unjustified. They stack up 3 in heaven, and they do take away a lot of damage to both Pwn Alone and Ben. Pwn's down to 9 HP, and Ben at 43. They need to be careful.
Yeah, you don't want to give away too many guns. Honestly, if it's an extended fight outside, you probably do favor the rifles. And look at Viz. Viz has now made his way in towards hell. He's going to be under the ladder. Once that happens, it's pretty much donezo. They're waiting for something. Here comes the move. And there's the activation. One player down, another as well. It's all in the arcade. Just an Uspis.
Oh.
But he will catch this. No chance of losing the round.
I don't know.
Oh, the health? Yeah, you know. He's getting into one-shot kill territory.
I mean, there was a Galil down. If he gets that second one, picks up the Galil, maybe something could happen. Hey, look, I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff in CS2, I'll tell you. 2-0 in favor of PA. All right. As we go into round number 3, and I mean, low HP, yes, but 4 players survived that round, which really does help their economy. I know a bit going to this third round, and it will hurt Unjustified if they can't come out with a round victory here. It will be A1S's across the board, no op yet because they can't afford it. Lake and Wolf are going to be headed in towards that A site. All 3 rounds of the Party Astronauts have started outside. They have not gone to the inner bomb site, nor ramp. And there's the nade coming out. It will catch Pwn a little bit. He only goes down to 98, and he does more damage than he receives.
I didn't expect him to be this fast down. That's a huge kill on Arcade. He's got nothing lower. Now it's going to be 7 attempting to rotate through. Can he catch? 1 for 1. Not good enough there. Good, yeah. Bomb's going down. It's one of these situations where some teams might just pull the ripcord, especially with the utility down. Lake now burning. This bomb's going to get planted. There's still a lobby lurk. This is a really tough retake spot for Unjustified. You don't have kits either. Limited on the utility. They're going to pull the ripcord and they're going to back away.
This is the right decision. I think one of them might get caught off here by Viz, who plays that lurk role so very well on T side. You saw him slip through on the flank in the anti-eco. And now, well, he almost catches someone trying to get away. I think he's going to maybe hear the footsteps. He's peeking around here. Obviously got to check CT when you realize they're trying to save. Wolf into Mini. Could find himself one. We'll see if that ends up being cleared by PA. Viz is going to go for it. You can't blame him. Probably going to go down in this fight. And no! Wins it against Lake and manages to escape the fire of Cyrix again. No, okay. Wolf is going to take him down, and that'll do it. But still, absolutely fine. Only 2 players left standing for Unjustified, which means they may be able to say, okay, guys, let's force up here. I might be going to just go for a light fire around those rifles.
Yeah, I mean, Fizz just individually changes the alchemy, right?
Yes.
Every kill there is worth whatever you can throw at it. You got plenty of money on this T side.
Still going to go for it. I can't blame them.
Yeah, I mean, you're just in that situation where there's no good decisions, right? And this is a pretty dang good buy. You get the MP9, otherwise your rifles across the board. You've got 2 kits. You got better utility than you had in the last. You just have to try and capitalize here. Flash, bang, messy. If they can kill the mini player, this could be bad. The Wolf gets one and he's away. Oh, the smoke was ambitious from Lake. he is at least able to trade himself out. Now it's all about this heaven fight. A fight that won't be won. Seb forced into the angle. It's just going crazy here. How is Seb come out on top? Communications are messy. It's going to come down to the clutch. That's a situation where the comms must have been so very chaotic. Now a spot on and Ben Lee takes command. 3 health to spare, but the end result is the same. Party Astronauts on top.
Yeah, and considering the Party Astronauts had 4 players surviving over the last 2 rounds, they're not going to be suffering that much in terms of economy, but it's the other way around on Unjustified because they had to force up just to get a full-on buy in that previous round, leaving most players with under $100 or $200. So, yeah, the result is, even with that full loss bonus, it's just going to be a half buy here from them. Party Astronauts almost got cut out there in that heaven fight, but Pwn alone, with 2 frags in a row, gave him the advantage, and in the end, it turned out that that second frag ended up being the difference maker because Ben Leet was only in a 1v1, or 1v2 at one point, instead of a 1v3. Nice little clutch from him as well. Seb playing the close angle here with the 5-7, Lake supporting with MP9. Pwn's going to have to be careful. He's got the op in his hands now. He's got 2 players by his side. Molotov comes in. It's a perfect one for the big box, but Seb manages to get one pick in a second. No, Pwn and Ben are good for 2.
That's very fortunate. That looked really rough there for a moment. As it is now, they've got the spacing towards lower. They can shift their bodies on down if they want to. They're a little wary of it, right? Maybe trying to sit on the gun, trying to ferry that out to safe. Trying to pull out utility while standing in open doorways. Be careful there. They're taking it up top, which is interesting. They spawned at least 1 player here. Possible to make something happen here. The 5-7 lethal at this range. There it is. The second activation, but trades are on. 1v2. This one more expensive than perhaps they were hoping. But all's well that ends well if they can get through. And indeed they can.
Yeah, I mean, look, Cxzi already pulling off a great performance here. 8 frags, 2 in that round, and just a great recovery, right? Because that 5-7 and the dually combination on the bottom and top of HUD really did damage, but they managed to take them down quickly and ensure that no further frags would come out of them. So 5-0 so far. The Party Astronauts on the T side of Nuke as well, not fussed at all. But finally, Unjustified have a proper full buy. An op in Cyrix's hands, which is the gun he's most potent with. 2 A1Ss, 2 A4s. Cyrix pushed up aggressively as well towards red box. I don't think PA is going to expect this one. If he peeks around here, he could have the advantage. You see Cxzi kind of poking his head back and forth towards that angle, and here it is. Cyrix will get the opener on top. Now they're aware of him, but he doesn't have to continue fighting. He can fall back.
Can indeed. Man advantage found. Nice boon for Unjustified as they're looking to get this defense going. The op out. It's a difference maker early. Still a rapid towards mini. This can be a problem. There's been no noise on this approach. They don't know there's a mini player all the way around. Now it's just about patience. Cxzi capitalizes on one. Damage onto the offer. There's still a lot of players up top here. They're not going to expect the player up in the rafters. But no, they're ready for Wolf. Everybody's here. It's been a brawl all the way through, and now Seb's under pressure. Seb spotted. No!
There it is.
They're not ready! And the double man spray down, focused myopically on towards heaven. Well, they're punished down below. You have to know, Party Astronauts were saying, certainly there can't be another player in this site. Certainly we've killed all the players in this site. No, they stacked it. They rocked up with the numbers. And it paid off this time for Unjustified.
Very much towards the A site, and you're right. I mean, the fact that Seb was there was completely unexpected by PA, and he got a 2K spray down as a result. And looking at the money, not as good as I expected it would be, given that PA got 5 rounds in a row, but they were going very back and forth the last couple, and winning some 1v2s and 1v1s, so that's why we're seeing this type of buy. With 3 Galils, an AK, and a Tech 9. Looks like they're going to favor Ramp Room, which isn't necessarily a bad idea, only set here for now.
There's some limitations into this. Not going to get the engagement of ramp they were hoping for. Seb falls. On the lower side is a little reinforced. You got Lake on the scene as well. But holding on the ramp, now they've got options. Look at how much of focus this has brought through. If they can shift back off, or indeed can chop and open something up, well, okay. Arcade just goes looking. That's ambitious.
That opens up even more space, too.
It does indeed. I mean, just a dry peek back in, right? Not supported by anything. His teammate was with him, backed away. It could be a bit ill-advised. Let's see if he punishes them. Cyrix able to find Ben. But he has to know that the potentially is there for a player to get up the ladder. Cyrix is in a really tough spot here. No man's land, and eventually they'll find him. Couldn't get away. Party astronauts are threatening all over. You haven't revealed the bomb yet either, so they don't know. They don't know which way this could go. Wolf is going to try and bring it back through and towards ramp room late, but I think they slipped him. They're around the corner. There's no one on A. This is a free and clear site take. Bomb plant. Might even be a save call.
And I mean, that's the problem with Arcade going down the way he did. No one was really there to cover ramp or hell. Oh no, Chop. Chop's going to get a freebie here. There we go. And the second as well. Wolf does manage to get one onto Viz, but that's going to hurt so much. That's why we're just trying to commit, I think, to the save at that point. Wolf gets stuck into rafters, and that is all for the round. 6-1 in favor of PA. But like I was saying, Arcade going down the way he did with how much control ramp Party Astronauts had already opens up that fight that exactly you saw. Cyrix is watching it, but he has to be so careful because he can't overcommit. Viz slips by, manages to find him, and then they could go to either site, and that's the problem.
It just felt like a very optimistic approach from Arcade. Like, maybe they just left. Nope. They did not just leave, in fact. Can't do that against the Party Astronauts. They'll punish you every day of the week. But as we said, PA, very comfortable on this map. Unjustified, not so much. And you're seeing it in some of their communication, some of their reads on where players can be, or where they should be, or what the timing is. Just not a lot of reps, it seems, for Unjustified here on Nuke. And Nuke is a map where so much of it is about feeling in terms of timing out the rotations. Cyrix could do something interesting, especially if they don't clear him. That's unfortunate. Sets up the trade, but the numbers are not going to work in his team's favor.
Yeah, that should be the round. Seb, maybe? No, no one's watching it. That should be an easy frag, and it is. Arcade, last one standing, will slip his way into heaven to get the M4.
Don't even check. Why? 1v4. That's gonna stink. They'll have a buy in the next, so it shouldn't matter. But for the long game, that's one of those situations where the rifle might be better off getting out of there. Still, Unjustified, you imagine, are starting to feel a little desperate here. So maybe they do need some individual heroics. Get the gears turning.
I think also, speaking of the changes again for the Party Astronauts, Cxzi being re-added to this roster adds that piece that they were kind of missing. I mean, Spec was doing a pretty good job in terms of entries, but Cxzi is a pure fragger and a pure entry fragger at that. So he can go out and take those fights quickly. He's taking 30% or more of the entries since he joined up on P and CT side. So, I mean, that's what you needed on the PA side to open up the space, especially on T side.
Chop's down the vent. They know he's down the vent, but he's down the vent. And that's all that matters, because now his teammates are looking to link up through ramp room. Popping this smoke. Ambitious. I like it. Get frisky. Wolf deleted. There you go. One of those entry frags for Cxzi. And now, towards lower, Chop's playing ring around the rosy. It's actually Portalone who hits the shot.
That's unbelievable.
But hey, why not? Now they got full control. Arcade's going to try this. That kill at least gives them the chance for the retake, but smoke on and that's not the way the door should have opened. Means that things are gonna get awkward.
There's still a chance here for Unjustified to get back in on the site, but with the utility PA has, they've used already anyway, it's gonna be tough. Flashbang available here for PA. Okay, that's good. Cyrix gets one. 3v3.
Time's the issue.
Flashing out here. Lake's going to walk out. Time is indeed an issue, and they're not going to the players, are they? Yes, they do. Cxzi gets taken down. Now they can tap the bomb. It's getting scary for PA. Hone alone peeks around, trying to find a frag, but he's the last one standing. They might be able to get this one.
He doesn't know he's on. He doesn't know he's on the bomb. He didn't realize.
Oh, no.
He didn't hear the tap and all the chaos and all the shots, and that's going to be Unjustified finally stealing one away.
That is impressive from Unjustified, right? You get that opener from Cyrix on the attempted retake, and that's what really changes the scope of things. In fact, Party Astronauts had committed a lot of their utility in the early round and only had a flash and then a picked up Molotov available to them. Didn't even use any of it because they couldn't. They were just trying to take the fights, and as you mentioned, Tone Lone didn't hear that the player started defusing, and of course, well, the result is Unjustified taking their second. It's still far from, I would say, within reach for Unjustified to get back into this one unless they string a few more together, as there's only 3 rounds left anyway in this half. Enough money available for the Party Astronauts to get a buy here. 3 AKs, the AWP, and the Tech 9. Certainly serviceable. Wolf.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, this is one of those rounds where if you can get the answer back, you snap them.
Exactly.
Do a big punish. Arcade's getting the opener. That's nice to find here, John. It's a little something. Party Astronauts have not gotten any of those early advantageous engagements. They do have a player down secret. Chop has once again gotten into lower. He seems to be doing just so many rounds. No one's watching.
No.
Oh, that could have been way worse. That could have gone way worse. And Cxzi, in fact, is cleaned up. So maybe getting away with them there for Unjustified. But the end result's going to be a 5v2.
Yeah, I mean, look, Cxzi just saw the edge of his shoulder there, and Arcade slipped away. Ends up getting another frag afterwards. Cyrix is the one who takes down Cxzi. And now it's only Chop and Pun alone. I honestly would have perhaps preferred Party Astronauts wait a little bit to see what Chop can find, since he slipped her into secret unbeknownst to Unjustified. But instead, they try to go for some quick frags. And again, I can't really blame Cxzi for going for that peek, because he had the advantage on a player, just couldn't do anything with it. Look at Chop here. He can't find Seb. I don't know how he misses that. And now it's all up.
It's getting weird. It's getting real weird in this round. Photo1 trying to find some damage, and it's not to be. There you go. Upgrade available. Now the economy can build back up, and Unjustified to get a chance to make a map of this one. Only 2 rounds remaining in the half, but this one's going to be an eco, presumably, from Party Astronauts. So 4th round on would go a long way to making this look a little bit more appealing if you're an Unjustified fan.
Absolutely. I mean, look, Party Astronauts aren't really going to invest anything into this round aside from some util. It's going to be a nade, a flash, a smoke, and then there's the P250 upgrade for Pun alone, but that's it. So they're just trying to get a bomb plant out of this. Anything more would be ridiculous. Here comes the util from Unjustified, which they've got a full belt of every single player. Arcade got 1, a second, nice spray down. Wolf in the meantime found Benin. Yeah, nothing doing at all. Chop is stuck in a corner here next to the vent with a bomb on his back, but he just has to try to get to the B site. He will not at all. Not even close, as Seb takes him down with the MP9. That was from heaven as well. Jeez. Well, 4th round for Unjustified, and I think that's already making a map of it, Mike.
Yeah, no, it certainly gives them a chance, without a doubt. I mean, it was looking like a beatdown. We find their footing, and I mean, even just gaining some confidence as well, right? We've seen a couple players wake up. Arcade started out really slow. Now he's doing well. And sometimes you just need to get the juices flowing a little bit. Need to get a little warmed up here. Timeout could have come through from Party Astronauts. Vythan in their ears saying, you know, hey, if we get this 1 round, we snap their momentum a little bit. We make them sad again. We make them deal with those emotions going through. 8-4, a whole lot better than a 5-7. Although I do like a 5-7 in this game. The pistol, not the scoreline, John.
Yes. No, the pistol is very strong. I mean, it was in CSGO, but it just feels like it's just that little bit more in CS2, the way the mechanics work. Party Astronauts will have the AKs back in hand, since that previous round was pretty much just a full-on eco. This is caught up. And we're obviously going to see Cxzi go for an opening fight here. See where those flashbangs are going to end up.
Look at the bodies outside from the CT side.
Look where Lake is already.
He's in a secret. Okay, this is going to be
Did
spicy chop. Is he looking for it? No. No, he is not. Not prepared for that play, but the trade is there. Molotov will try and slow this down.
Oh, I like that route.
Risk it. Gets in. It's unconfirmed. They will have heard the footsteps. The flashbang will confirm it. Now the remainder of PA, having drawn some focus towards lower, having drawn 2 players down, they're actually going to look up top. Cxzi unable to get his pathing in. That's a big trade. A-site's lost. Cyrix trying to get back into this. Is there a molly or a smoke for him? No. Now the molly comes out.
Oh, man. I think Arcade was trying to slip in and hope that all that attention towards heaven was enough, but it wasn't.
Yeah, you gotta wait till teammates engage and you get up the vent. That's tough. Was just hoping they were looking the wrong way. Hoping for a mistake. Didn't get it. Here's the drop in. blinded up, and it is, in
Jeez.
fact, going to be an 8th round on for the Party Astronauts to send us to the halftime break. What are the halftime highlights?
Yes.
Highlights. Well, what do you make of that one?
I mean, honestly, it's just Party Astronauts doing a great job on their buy rounds. They did have one that stayed away from them, which led to an eco. And, well, those are the rounds that Unjustified ended up taking. To their credit, they have a really good retake in the mixer. I think that's the highlight from that, from Arcade, but yeah.
Scrappy rounds, a scrappy game. We'll see if Unjustified can keep going when we swap halves. And we are into the second half. PA with a sizable lead, but as we know in MR12, it can fast evaporate. Oh, look at this read, though. Look at this read. It's a ramp hit, and there's 3 players here ready for a ramp hit. Something tells me they watched a demo or two.
Yes. Oh,
going great,
doesn't matter.
Though. At the end of the day, you got to be able to shoot them. Shop dropping down. Viz has shut the back door behind him, so Unjustified's not really sure where to go with this. But it doesn't matter if they can't hit body shots. Wolf will manage to bring that back over. It's just on the Chop in the clutch, and Chop went down, so now he's got to go up the vent. Good luck. And indeed, Wolf puts the final shot through. So, a great read from PA, but better head clicking from Unjustified.
Glock's too strong, man. I don't know. Unjustified do a great job there. In general, I even think with Glock's accounted for, Party Astronauts, 3 players watching the exact same angle should have done a little bit more damage, just didn't come through. And at the end, you know, I know you said you have to choose a way to go, but they just have to all go together, basically, take the 3v1 either direction. And that's exactly what happens. And they get the round. So Unjustified off to a good start in their T side. We cut down to only 3. Party Astronauts, they want to force the issue. They've got 2 MP9s, a 5.7, make that 2 5.7s, and Pone alone with the scout in his hands wants to get some headshots and do some damage. Lake on top of Marshmallow, hearing it. Nade gets tossed for that direction. He's no longer there, though. Cxzi waiting at the bottom, or I should say at the top of Secret. Looking to take some fights. Unjustified really have slowed it down here at the beginning of the rounds. Party Astronauts were going quite quickly, quite often, so it's a change of pace.
All right, Viz. You go with the 5-7, a second kill coming in as well. Now things are starting to get very dangerous for Unjustified. 50 seconds, and they don't really have a lot to show for these two casualties in terms of map control. They've got one isolated player outside. Arcade gonna get traded, so now that position is closed, and it's just these two players in the lobby. I'm gonna really go with this. Bit of utility to try and make it happen, but what do you even do with this? They're playing isolated. They're not grouping, they're not bunching. Cyrix, I guess this is a bit of a fake, and then they're gonna go into ramp. Opens the door. It's not exactly the most compelling, but it has pulled Ponalone off for the moment. And actually, it's worked. Penleet with a 5-7 is all that stands between them and the prize. He spotted them, but he can't call the team around in time, and he's deleted. So now a chance at the lower bomb plant. And they'll quickly work on punching those numbers in. Spam in the smoke. Not finding him at all. Cyrix gets away with that one. A retake, though, will be swift.
Goodness me. What a force spy from the Party Astronauts. 3 players left standing. They're going to go and try and collect some guns. Chop's already upgraded to a Galil. I imagine Viz is going to find something as well. Ponalone with the Galil picked up too, and that's going to be a 9th round, more importantly, for the Party Astronauts. Bentley had a very strong position there next to Big Box and Ramp Room. In fact, it probably would have been better with only 25 seconds for him not to peek at all, because I don't think they're going to clear it, probably panicking, trying to get to that bomb site. So anyway, it doesn't make a difference. They still get the information, and they win the round, but Ben could have gotten one, perhaps even both, if he had been a little more patient. Either way, Party Astronauts are now looking for their 10th and Unjustified after winning Pistol. Can't get the follow-up, which means an eco round. Going towards the outer yard here. Just Glocks in hand. He's already spotted out the Marshmallow player. Wolf goes down to 31. Cxzi reloading! What a horrible time! He didn't have to. He had plenty of bullets left.
Had no clue there were players up close. Lack of information. Now a second player dropped off that rifle. Things getting spicy. This is all about the blunders. And Ben's being harassed. There's a player in a locker. He knows he can't really back out here. And they're going to try and encircle him. They're tightening the noose. This is a problem for Ben Lead. He's getting reinforcements in, but are they here in time? They are indeed. Ponalone is the cavalry, bringing the numbers back around, but Ben Lead trying to force the issue. Puts back into a 2v2. Bombs dropped. Ponalone can't stick around. Not with the MP9. Wolf encircling. No armor is going to make this tough, but it's all on the Wolf. Likely can get his hands on a gun at least, but information about where these players are is at a premium, and actually, he's hoping just for the element of surprise. Ponalone's put so much distance between him and his opponent. Wolf, even if he gets all the way through here, 30 seconds, he has to go back for the bomb. And now jiggling for info. Pone's just not quite going high enough to see. 20 seconds. Pick your poison. One was towards either side.
He has to run now, though.
Making the noise. 13 seconds. Does he pick the right spot with the Molotov? Does indeed. There's the swing. There's the kill. Way too frisky around. Way too much excitement out of that one. But Ponalone and Party Astronauts, they survive. Yeah, that was just overambition. I would say, with the peak and reloading in an unnecessary situation, getting overloaded by the Glocks, and then almost winning the round or Unjustified. That shouldn't have happened with Glocks only. Anyway, Party Astronauts correct their mistakes and managed to win the round, but it's a costly one, so still a chance for Unjustified to get back into this if they can find a win here. 3 AKs, the AWP for Cyrix, and the Galil for Seb. Look at where Benlead is on top of Big Box. That's very risky, and wow, Cyrix misses the shot, doesn't even catch the hand there, and the util goes out immediately. So Benlead counting his lucky stars. Indeed. But, you know, you take those. You take those
Oh,
lucky
yeah.
breaks if you can get them. Not many rounds needed. So Party Astronauts can get this one through. Might just be a done deal here on Nuke. Cxzi's going up secret. There's a player on top of the Schmallow. Blake was looking for this, but he's actually going to move off just as Cxzi slides into the angle. Would seem to imply they're going to do some sort of upper hit or ramp play. We've kind of seen them default to ramp a lot. 50 seconds again, just sitting here in lobby. Really not doing much with it. Arcade's going to go through a smoke wall outer with 45 seconds left to go. But with a player in secret, this fake is not going to do anything. Okay, you've thrown a smoke wall outer. Cxzi will look up and see maybe one player. So he's calling it's a fake. He's got the one kill. That's a great flashbang toss from Ben Lee. And now the utility goes out because there's 25 seconds. They have to go. They've left themselves no chance for the plan B. Are they going to go for the vent dive? That's what Cxzi's waiting for. Oh, there's one. There's two. Oh, out of bullets. But they're going to be out of time. The rotation is on. Pwn alone into the angle. The chase here through vents. And they're panicking. They are panicking. Cyrex has crossed the gap to try and get the bomb plant. But even going for that fight, he's lost the round. There is no time. Out of chances. Out of life. Out of money, because that's a clocking on to Seb.
Man, I mean, goodness me. Like you said, I mean, if you want to go for that fake towards the outside, you first have to make sure that no one's in secret, or you win the fight into secret so that the fake can work out and you can rotate back. But because Cxzi's just waiting there saying, hey guys, no one's here, and ends up getting a frag after a little while, and obviously the two more there that helped out his team know that the rotation would come on. It's just, yeah, nothing doing at all for Unjustified in that round. Party Astronauts completely outplaying. 11-5 in their favor. 2 more rounds needed. Pwn alone misses the shot there. Again, it's an eco for Unjustified. A little more potent than that full Glock round, which they actually almost ended up winning, with 3 Deagles and 2 Glocks, but no util is left and no body armor. So this M4 is going to chew through them. There's Chop getting 1. Sees that Seb is there as well. He's probably going to call for reinforcements in the util, and indeed he does, as Pwn alone opts Wolf.
I mean, they're fish in the barrel at this point.
Yeah.
Chop just adding to the score line. Swinging with the pistol out. Why not? They're going to get the kill one way or another. And that's map point found. Now 7 shots at it. Money to spare. It's looking breezy for the Party Astronauts. But it's one last buy for Unjustified. 7 in a row. That's what's required of them. Hasn't been their best map of Counter-Strike, but let's see if they've got an extra gear to hit here for us.
Yeah. I mean, like you mentioned in the pregame, they did not perform well against the Mythic squad that, honestly, I think they should have beaten. Lost on Nuke, which was the deciding map, 5-13. And, well, it seems like we might have a similar scoreline here. In fact, an identical one if Party Astronauts take this. Pwn alone has been the star player for the Party Astronauts throughout this season. Number 5 in kill to death differential in the league at plus 98, and also led the league, or actually was close to leading the league in total op frags at 201. Cxzi though is going to get the opener here. Slate goes down, and Lee waiting right towards Squeaky. He should see Arcade's barrel soon if Arcade chooses to peek, and well, he won't. But Cxzi is peeking around and a little sloppy, but does get the headshot on Arcade. Although he takes quite a bit of damage. So does Viz behind him.
Looking good for PA.
Oh, yeah.
Looking good. And once again, Unjustified really have nothing to show for this. They went for an isolated lurk outside, got checked on the red box, poked out the hut, got checked there. And now they're getting the numbers whittled down by Pwn alone's Big Green. Comes down to Wolf. One man against the world. Bomb dropped at his feet, and Pwn alone's op to best, and he will do no such thing. 20 kills for Pwn alone. Nice final round there to put an exclamation point on it, but it's domination for the Party Astronauts. Look, even in that first half, it felt like Unjustified's rounds were maybe a little bit more luck than they were any prime idea of how to play this, but they were out of their depth here against